Um, the anti-vax crazy fuckers in this country and around the world, especially where it concerns measles, have succeeded in causing epidemics of measles not seen in the United States, in Africa, in Europe, in decades, ever since the measles virus was almost eradicated because of vaccinations. And then these anti vax crazy fuckers, these insane, crazy bastards who come up with, ooh, what is it? It's the deep state. Ooh, there's poison. Ooh, oh my God. Do you know it causes autism? Well, guess what? New research shows that the measles virus, when it gets into your child, because what is it, like 90% of the people who get this are children. When it gets into your system, the measles virus, it can have devastating effects on the immune system, effects that persist much longer than the illness itself. One of those devastating effects is it makes your immune system's memory, quote, quote, forget how to defend against other viral attacks. How's that? So, you insane fuckers who won't vaccinate your children for the most asinine reasons, you're setting your child up if he or she gets the measles. And if you are still alive 25 years from now, your child will come to you with an entire cornucopia of diseases because the little bugger's immune system has forgotten how to protect your precious because you refuse to get a simple fucking vaccine for measles. I said it during the last segment of the program. What has been programmed into our DNA that says, hey, human species, it's time to get the fuck off the planet? The disease itself, measles, can cause sometimes a deadly illness, but two new studies, according to the Times again, two new studies published yesterday, found that even when patients who contract and develop measles, even when they recover, the virus can inflict lasting harm on their immune systems. Your immune system. If you don't have a strong immune system, you're the weakened immunity leaves a child vulnerable for several years to other dangerous infections like flu and pneumonia. Now, that damage occurs because the measles virus kills cells that make antibodies. And antibodies are crucial in fighting off infections. Right? Scientists call this effect immune amnesia. See, you probably know this. I know it because I've had children, and I've had to deal with all of this. During childhood, as colds and flu and stomach bugs and other illnesses come and go, the immune system forms something like a memory that uses that so-called memory to attack those germs if they invade again. The measles virus erases that ability of your immune system to have a memory, quote, quote, leaving the patient prone to catching these diseases again and again and again. Now, I didn't think I had had measles as a kid. We didn't have a measles virus back then. I'm sorry, measles vaccine back then. That was 1,000 years ago when we didn't have wheels back then either, or fire. How old are you, Mike? But there was no measles, mumps, rubella, the MMR, the dreaded MMR vaccine when I was of the age now that they recommend it. And I thought I had had chicken pox, but no, they did a blood test on me and found out, yeah, you had measles. You have the antibodies still in your system, which prompted me to panic because I start, well, Now, it leaves me invulnerable to measles virus. I'm not going to catch it again. But now I wonder. Now, I've reached the age I've reached with a minimal amount of problems. So I guess I have a fairly sufficient immune system. But what about the hundreds of thousands of children who have the misfortune of having as their parents science deprived idiots who say, no, Johnny, you're not going to get a measles vaccine because it's something from the deep state, or we don't want you to get autism, or. And the kid, what is it? Oh, I don't have to have a shot. Yay! Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. And then maybe the child will develop measles and die. Then what? Well, then a funeral. That was very unnecessary. The findings from these two studies make the need for measles vaccination even more urgent because it protects children against much more than just measles, according to the research, the real research developed in these studies. Dr. Michael Mina of the Harvard Medical School and Brigham and Women's Hospitals, who is the lead author of these new studies, published in the journal Science, not in the journal Christianity Today, but in the journal Science, said this, quote, when parents say no to getting a measles vaccine, you're not just taking a risk of your kid getting measles, you're causing them to lose this amazing resource of defenses they've built up over the years before measles, and that puts them at risk of catching other infections. You've got to watch your kids back for a few more years, end quote. And how do you do that? You simply get your child vaccinated. In fact, if a person who has received vaccinations for other diseases contracts measles, it may wipe out, the measles virus may wipe out the protections those vaccines provided. Revaccination could help restore the child's immunity, maybe. Now, the second study by a different team was published in the journal Science Immunology, not Christianity Today and the evils of science. No. Dr. William Schaffner, infectious disease expert at Vanderbilt University, who was not involved in the research, said, quote, this is wonderful science. These are two wonderfully complementary studies that have provided a basic immunologic understanding of a phenomenon that has been recognized for a long time, mainly that measles infection causes immune suppression, end quote. Now, given this information, why would somebody refuse to have their child vaccinated? Given the information of what immunizing your child against measles does, and given the information of what not immunizing your child against measles does, and understanding that the science has proven beyond any doubt, which science very seldom does, that the measles vaccine does not cause autism. Why would that parent, knowing all of that, refuse to have his or her child immunized against measles? unless that parent fucking hates their child so much they want their child to die, or because the parent is so goddamn ignorant and science phobic that he or she will not accept empirical fact and would rather go with bullshit rumors and crazy conspiracy theories off the internet or some right-wing outlet of horse shit and deception. That's something I can't understand. If measles vaccine caused 1/1,000,000th of what these crazy fuckers claim it will, then we would have millions upon millions upon millions of people dead and fucked up and destroyed from getting their shots when they were a kid. But look around you. That hasn't happened. Oh my God.
Greetings, truth seekers. It's that time of year again. Time to help your humble and obedient podcaster keep it lit by keeping the lights on in the Malloy studio with a podcast pledge drive. All October, we are giving away freebies, goodies, and gifts as thank yous for subscribing or renewing your Malloy podcast at the Trump recession level reduced price of $49 a year. It's a different giveaway each week, truth seekers. Everything from an autographed copy of Mike's book, Colored Ice Cream, to my holiday baked goods. Already have a Malloy podcast? Well, it makes a great gift. And remember, podcast subscribers also get exclusive access to the weekend bonus shows, which might be hosted by Mike or by me. We even have a teen show coming up featuring Molly and her friends. Just visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe or renew today. Keep it lit.